Today's theme is who do you need to be to have the things you want? The moon goes into Aquarius in the morning in US time zones, and Venus has gone into Taurus. Mars goes into Aries this morning, so lots to talk about. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Tuesday, April 30th. And we've been talking about a lot of change going on here. If you've been following me in my daily videos, and even if you just tune in from time to time, we've been talking about the bigger picture of shift and change that's in the air, in the vibe of recent weeks with the solar eclipse in Aries and new beginnings, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction on April 20th. And now Mars going into Aries. So not a hugely long cycle. Mars has a 2-year cycle to go around the zodiac. So it's not it's weird to say it's not as significant. It's just differently significant than some of the outer planets when they change signs. But what is significant about Mars going into Aries? Couple things. First of all, Mars is the ruler of Aries, is the way it has traditionally been called. And so some would say it's in the family of energies, with Aries and Mars being in the same family of energies, which have to do with action, risk-taking, movement, life force energy. Again, this is where the sign where you need to act on it. You got to do something. You have to take the action steps. Also, Mars, as it goes from Pisces to Aries, it passed by Neptune in Pisces, which is a big ocean-like energy, spiritual, interconnected, transcendent. And I went in depth on the Mars-Neptune conjunction in Sunday's video. So go check out my video from Sunday, April 28th. And on the Mars-Neptune conjunction on being and becoming. So some great tips there on how to think about this week and this time right now. Also, so Mars is going into its sign. Venus just went into Taurus. Venus is the ruler and in the same family of energies as Taurus. So there's, when a planet goes into its own sign, quote unquote own sign, it is enhancing the energies. It's like amplifying. So Mars in Aries is amplifying the energy of Mars. Venus in Taurus is amplifying the energy of Venus. So Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus and Venus are both about desire, what feels good, sensuality, beauty, aesthetic, what pleases us, what makes us feel good. So it has to do with desire, right? And what do we want? What are the things we want? What are the gifts we want to call into our lives? Hopefully not the superficial stuff, right? Because you can ask for the superficial stuff, but is that really what you want to use your precious the days that are given to you, right? In this lifetime, is that what you want to use them on? Maybe sometimes, yeah, but on the deeper level, what is it you want? Like, let's use this energy of asking for what we want by getting really clear about what we really want. So that's something to think about. And who you need to be is how we are bringing in the Mars in Aries energy, right? So how do you act? How do you move when you are being the person who has the things you want? So, in other words, as we go through this time of change, of stepping into new directions for our lives, new beginnings, new possibilities for how we see ourselves, opening to growing in our creativity, in our ability to have the things we want, and to be actively participating in shaping our lives the way we want them. What does it mean? What does it look like to be who you need to be? Who who is the person who has the things you want? What does it feel like to be that person? And how do you act? How do you move? What kind of decisions do you make in your life when you are that person? So Aries is about what we need to do, and Aries and Mars, and Venus and Taurus are about the other half of the equation, which is receiving. So we have to not only be willing to ask or take action or take a risk, but we also have to be willing to receive. Many of us have more to work on, I guess, around our ability to receive, right? It has to do with deserving, has to do with feeling worthy, has to do with feeling like you shouldn't have what you want because somebody else doesn't have what they want. So what and so that gets us to ask, what is that deeper question? What do you really want? Not just for yourself. What do you want for all of the people, for the people around you, for the people of the world? Like, what do you want life to feel like? And what would it feel like if you had the things you want and everybody else had what they need, so that you're not feeling guilty about taking it away from them, or whatever story you might have going on, right? So those are the kinds of things we want to be thinking about. And this is all extra potent as the moon aligns with Pluto today. Moon going into Aquarius means the moon is in early Aquarius, meaning it is passing by Pluto. Pluto is the planet of truth and power. It is now in Aquarius, the sign of breaking old molds, getting outside the box, breaking free, breaking through, solving problems from new consciousness. So that adds up to this equation as well. So it's asking us, how do we need to step out, expand our thinking, step into new possibilities, to imagine ourselves being who we need to be to have the things we want, and getting clear about what we want and why we want it, and how we need to act and move in the world and spread our wings and take those baby steps in alignment with living in the world that way. That way, what does it look like? You might not have all the answers, but the Aries moon cycle is saying try. What do you have to lose to take a risk and try something, because you might learn something you wouldn't have known otherwise? So take some risks on yourself, on the ability to believe in yourself and your right, your worthiness to have the things you want. So kind of lots of good thoughts for today. And as Mars goes into Aries, we are in a new mode. Mercury is direct in Aries as well now, so we're starting to get some traction. Again, thinking about the, if you saw Sunday's video, and if you didn't, go watch it, but Sunday's video from April 28th, I was talking about the condensation nuclei that create raindrops from clouds. And so we want to think about ourselves and what we are organizing ourselves around as we step into new thinking, new possibilities for our lives. Because if we're not letting ourselves be guided by a principle or a belief in ourselves or something that is a higher possibility. Could be a desire, it could be something you want, but the point is to focus on the positive thing you want, because that is what these possibilities will organize themselves around. And when you take action to say, I'm taking action because this is what I believe in, and it may or may not be the right action, that's not the point. The point is that you know what's important to you and you are taking action, and then that action will teach you something more about how to manifest what's important to you. All right. I hope that's helpful. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. It's a great time to book a session with me. Get 20% off your first session. Check it out, astrologyheals.com. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.